My name is Andy. How are you? Let's talk about the Umbrian language. The Umbrian language was an ancient Italic language spoken by the Umbrians in central Italy, primarily in the region corresponding to modern Umbria, from at least the 7th century BC until it was gradually replaced by Latin during the Roman period. It belonged to the Sabellian branch of the Italic languages, making it closely related to Oscan and more distantly related to Latin. Umbrian is known chiefly from the Iguvine Tablets, a collection of 7 bronze tablets discovered at Gubbio that contain religious and ritual texts and constitute one of the most important sources for the study of ancient Italic languages. The language was written in both a native alphabet, derived from the Etruscan script, and later in the Latin alphabet. Although Umbrian eventually became extinct by the early centuries AD, its inscriptions have provided valuable evidence for reconstructing the linguistic history of pre-Roman Italy and the evolution of the Italic language family. The Umbrians were one of the oldest peoples of the Italian peninsula and occupied much of central Italy before the rise of Roman power. By the early 1st millennium BC, they had established settlements throughout what is now Umbria and neighboring regions. Ancient Greek and Roman writers, including Pliny the Elder, regarded the Umbrians as an ancient and prestigious people, and tradition held that they had once controlled a much larger territory before the expansion of the Etruscans and Gauls. During the 4th and 3rd centuries BC, the Umbrians increasingly came under Roman influence, and after the Battle of Santinu in 295 BC, much of Umbria was incorporated into the Roman Republic. Over time, the region became thoroughly Romanized, and the Umbrian language and distinct political identity gradually disappeared, although many local traditions and settlements continued into the imperial period. The Umbrian people were an Italic-speaking population inhabiting the mountainous and fertile regions of central Italy and were closely related to other Sabellian peoples such as the Oscans and Sabines. Living in communities centered around towns and fortified settlements, they engaged primarily in agriculture, animal husbandry, and local trades, while their society was organized around aristocratic families and religious institutions that linked civic life to ritual practices and communal ceremonies. Archaeological evidence indicates extensive contacts with neighboring Etruscan, Celtic, and Roman populations. Ancient authors regarded the Umbrians as one of the oldest peoples of Italy, and Pliny the Elder records a tradition that the Greeks called them Umbri, supposedly meaning people of the rainstorm, or survivors of a great deluge, though this explanation is generally considered legendary. Pliny also states that the Etruscans conquered 300 Umbrian towns, a figure modern scholars regard as exaggerated. As Roman authority expanded, the Umbrians gradually adopted Latin language and culture, and eventually became integrated into Roman society, while preserving a regional identity reflected in the modern name of Umbria. Umbrian culture combines indigenous Italic traditions with influences from neighboring Etruscan and later Roman civilizations. Religion played a central role in public life, and the elaborate ceremonies recorded in the Iguvine Tablets provide detailed evidence of priesthoods, sacrifices, purification rites, and festivals dedicated to various deities. The Umbrians built fortified hilltop settlements and produced pottery, metalwork, and other crafts characteristic of central Italy during the Iron Age. Agriculture and pastoralism formed the economic foundation of society, while trade facilitated cultural exchanges with surrounding peoples. Following Roman conquest, Umbrian customs increasingly blended with Roman practices, yet many aspects of local religion, settlement patterns, and communal organization persisted for centuries. The surviving linguistic and archaeological evidence makes Umbrian culture an important component of the broader history of ancient Italy and the developments of Roman civilization. In the next part, let's listen to the beautiful sounds of their language. Numbers.
Uns, tuf, trif, petur, pumpe, ses, seften, uchtu, novim, decem.
Vocabulary.
abronu, agnu, ager, ahesnes, alfu, alfis, amboltu, ander, anglome, anuihimo, arslatav, arfertur, arsie, archweitu, arwes, atru, adru, awif, berwa, bum, bim, kringatro, kurnako, deitu, destrame, deweya, disa, dida, eho, eiscorent, equine, emantur, ene, enuk, ere, esmei, eru, esaristrom, etans, etru, facust, fascia, far, feliuf, ferar, fertu, fesnafe, fesnere, foner, fratrom, fratrum, frosetom, furo, furu, graboio, habetu, heriest, herter, homonus, ier, juenga, juca, jupater, caprum, caru, catel, catles, coitu, manue, mehe, me, mensne, mer, muga, ner, nome, numem, nos, onze, peiko, peracri, persi, persnimu, pihaklo, pir, pise, poei, pracatarum, prever, pune, pordoitu, purca, putrespe, rofu, rufru, salu, sent, sertu, stahu, su, super, subra, sue, tercantur, totam, traf, tra, tu, tuplac, turuf, toru, ucar, ocar, ul, umen, ute, utur, huerfale, winu, wiru, weiru, vos, ufetes.
Sample text.
Este perscumaues anseriete senetu, pernes pusnes, preveres treplenes iue crapui trebufetu, arvia ustentu, vatu eferine feitu, heres vinu heri puni, ucre perficiu tuta periquina feitu. Podruh pei treplenes trebiuie tresifetu, ucre perficiu tuta periquina feitu, purdetum tu eraues anseriatu, pernes pusnes, sorontan stiplatu eueietu. Tursitu tadinate, tursitu tursicu, tursitu naharcum, tursitu javutscum numen. Jupater grabouie, teheries, tia subucau subuco. Jupater grabouie, salvoseritu ocrificio, tota iuina, ore rosse, Jupater grabouie, salvoseritu ocrificio. Jupater grabouie, ocrificio fos pascer sias, foto fos pascer passa tu ocrificio, tota mi iuina, ore rosse, ore nomme. Jupater grabouie, si ocrificio frostom est, ote tote iuine aues orse sunt, fos pascer sias, foto fos pascer, asiatentus sacre seoac neupetu. Iue patre promu apentu testros esse assa, fratros per atirias, ahtis per equasatis, tuta per iuina, pum dar clu publicer ovies prinuatu, feto punivetu, perca ars maciam habies asfertur, eso pertetu, por si asfertur fust, erec perscrum fatio, poste questure,